guys, welcome back to the farm, to the cabin. It's been a month since I filmed that first video, and since we owned this place, and then so much has been done. It kind of doesn't look the same between spring coming and the grass turning green and all that stuff, and just the amount of work that we've done. Let's go walk around and I can show you some of the things that we've gotten done. Okay, so first things first, since I'm on the deck, if you haven't noticed, we took down all the wire fencing. So everything used to have this wire fence like you see here around the gate, if you don't remember that or you didn't see that. So we got all that taken down, and then we got all the fencing taken off the posts in the back here and gotten this cleaned up a little bit. Either this weekend or next weekend, we're hoping to get the fencing out, the actual fence posts out, so we can start to mow this. So if you can't tell, we've actually gotten to mow our yard, and it's been pretty nice. So yeah, so like coming up maybe this weekend is fixing these steps because they're kind of wobbly, putting on a handrail, and then a lot of these rocks are gonna go over here to support the foundation on the addition, the slab that it sits on. We've had some issues. It's not too bad on this side of it wearing away, but this back corner is pretty bad. Now obviously there's not a lot of weight on this back corner, but that doesn't really mean anything. The slab kind of supports the weight of the whole structure, so we definitely need to get that supported. So we're going to take some of those rocks from the deck and bring them over here, and then just kind of clear off some of the stuff, and so we can get it nice and packed in. We'll put in support rocks and then put dirt over it so it's really nice and solid. Yeah, so that's exciting. You can kind of see our giant lilac bush here has a green tinge to it, which is awesome. Because, yeah, spring is here and it's starting to bloom. I think these are the lilac flowers developing. Kind of can't see, but there's like that purple cluster in there. I mean, I've always seen the actual flowers when they've bloomed, but I've never seen them this young, so it's kind of cool. It's been amazing. We cleaned up our lilac hedge a lot, chopped down a lot of the old weeds, and there's a lot of old branches in here that we need to take care of and cut out, but yeah, we're making some actual progress. So like I said, the yard's been cleaned up a lot. So this monster of a tree, right? This is our granddaddy tree. He has giant roots that have been literally mowed over forever. So, yeah, we're taking good care of him. 2 little baby apple trees. They still haven't gotten any leaves. It's not quite warm enough for that. Last night was very exciting. They lifted the burn ban this week, and so we ran our fire pit a little bit. There's some big logs left in there, but the majority of what we burned were twigs, like branches that are broken out of trees and things like that, and there's a lot of them. So, yeah, all kinds of things. Let me see what else. Yeah. Otherwise, things are just kind of getting nice and green. Yeah, so, well, here's something that's just recently changed. There used to be like a bush right here in the center. You can see, where's my finger? A dark spot right there. That used to be a bush, and next to it there used to be like some fencing with some really tall weeds in it. So that was the old well. Beyond it, you can see a bunch of dirt. So we're gonna go take a look at that. So what happened was that we had a guy with a track hoe come and clean up some of the more dangerous spots, get rid of some of the concrete. So he dug out, there was a bunch of concrete here, and there was a bush growing here, which you can still see a lot of the roots. So it looks like we kind of destroyed it, but it may or may not come back. There is, however, a hose and some electrical wire coming up here, which answers a question we've had for a while. Well, I mean, for a month. But so we'll see kind of what happens here. But that was that. So there was a lot of stuff that got dug up there. And then this dirt patch over here was the old well. So he dug all that up and found the well hole, dug it up, filled it in, cleaned it up for us, which is awesome. Because that was the big potential danger. We got rid of the little shed that was right there, the little metal one. That went away pretty quickly. Let's see, what else have we done? Okay, then the other dirt work we had done. Here's a rubble pile. Here's that bush. That was over there. So this giant rubble pile, this is where the goat fence was. So we're not going to have animals, like I said before. So we had taken out all the fencing and we've saved it so that we can use it to use that same fencing to put up around the garden. So then the old barn foundation was here, or something to that effect. Some old foundation was here. And so we had the guy with the track hoe dig it up and clean it up because it was a giant mess. You couldn't mow by it because it was such a disaster. So we've gotten that ripped out, and then so now it's up to us to go through, pick all these rocks out, decide which ones we're doing something with or whatever, and then basically just to make a rock pile. So it's gonna look messy for a while, but we're working on it. Cleaned up a couple of trees. So yeah, let's see, I'm gonna go this way and then we'll come back through the trees. Okay, so I said we got rid of the little shed there, which has been good. There used to be like, I don't know, like a big, well, you can kind of see it laying on the ground there. There was a big corral gate here and more random fencing that we weren't gonna do anything with. So we're trading off the corral gate for some equipment usage, and we've taken all the fence posts out that we need to take out so that we don't have to worry about trying to mow around them or weed eat around them. These rolled up fences here, that was the goat enclosure fence, and that's the stuff that we're going to be using to put around the garden. This is the old pig shack. It's currently being used as the rubble pile. A lot of this is going away actually today because it's free dump this week, and so we're going to load up the trailer. That's why the trailer's here with all the rubble, all the old wood and all that stuff that we can't do anything else with. And we're gonna load all of that up in there and take it in for free dump week. So then a lot of this is gone, which will be nice. Another thing cleaned up. Just some dirt. Oh, and all these boxes. These were the garden boxes. We did that our first weekend here. The funny little compost enclosure is still here. It's actually the last little bit of fencing stuff that we need to take down. So that might come down this weekend too. We'll kind of see what happens, but that way we can just get all of this cleaned up and then not have to worry about it. This shed's still here. Obviously the garage is still here. There were some tree stumps back here that we got, just some old ones, old rotty ones that we got taken down. We got a new flag for our flagpole. So that's looking awesome. Some beautiful Dakota sky right there. It's probably, 40, 45 degrees, so it's beautiful out. Oh, so garden boxes are gone, which is nice. Gotta throw some seed down in the patch where they were, but just clean things up. The corner posting that was here that we didn't need, that's gone. My tree is blooming, which is so cool. Some little flowers on there. So, our magical tree farm. Still trying to figure out what it is. One of the things I checked is like, it's an elm tree. And I'm like, I've never heard of an elm tree having blossoms on it. So I'm a little confused. So I gotta keep looking and figure out what the heck it is. But we've cleaned up a lot of the grass line and the fencing around here. A lot of it came out the first couple weekends, which was really nice. This is another little lilac bush that's trying its best out here, which we're not opposed to it simply because it's the Dakotas. If you can't tell, wide open spaces. It's real windy. We'll take whatever wind protection we can get. Yeah, and then there was fencing here that was actually pretty far in. There's my finger. So right about like here, you can kind of see where the grass color changes. That's how far in the fencing was, and we don't need the fence, and it was kind of a trash fence anyway, so we just took it all apart, took it down, cleaned it up a little bit, because this is easier to maintain than trashy fence and grass that catches snow. So yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that we're gonna do that's gonna be snow prevention. There is my magical forest that's slowly coming to life. Okay, you guys gotta see this. So our trees haven't been very well taken care of. Like, yeah, they just didn't do anything. And at some point, whether it was the tornado a couple years ago or whatever, they've needed some help and they have not gotten it. So this, what you're seeing here, is like a giant chunk of the tree that was busted off and then fell into the tree, and then it hasn't been dealt with since. And we have lots and lots of trees with lots and lots of branches. This pile here is all branches I've taken out of this tree. I'm basically down to this big one for sure and a couple ones that I'll have to cut out. But yeah, that's what we've been doing. So there's a couple new tree piles in here that we're working on, but everything's starting to come to life, which is exciting. Even more exciting when I can get out my little handsaw and hack off everything that's dead, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. But yeah, so trees. But yeah, we've just been kind of watching things come to life, which has been fun, and just cleaning things up. Lots of maintenance, lots of maintenance that hasn't been done. So, but it's been cool. It's you can see how green it's getting in there. It's been awesome. I love this little particular view right here. It's so nice. It's just open and green, beautiful blue skies, trees all around. Yeah, so like I said, lots of cleanup to do, but it's nice to see the grass poking through. It's gonna be pretty awesome. We're trying to identify. We were looking at some of these trees, some of the really straight ones, and we think, and I'm probably wrong because we attempted to identify a bunch of trees the other time, but we think these are ash trees. These really tall, skinny, straight ones, which is pretty exciting. So another thing we did is dig a really big hole in the ground. There's the black dirt. There's the clay. So we dug this giant hole in the ground because we need a place to bury some stuff. There's a bunch of stuff that we found that we can't do anything with. You can't burn it. Can't do anything like that with it. And can't, like, it's not like metal you can sell. It's just, I don't know, you gotta do it the farmer way, and you gotta put it in a hole in the ground and fill it with dirt and bury it, and it'll just kind of decompose that way, because otherwise you can't, you know, there's a lot of stuff we can't do anything with. So like a lot of the concrete rubble and things, that's where it'll end up. The rocks obviously will keep out, but a lot of the concrete rubble, can't do a lot with it because it's so crumbly. If it wasn't so crumbly, it would be more useful, because it's so old and so crumbly, there's nothing we can do. Yeah. So we're working on it. Yeah, it's definitely looking like worse before it gets better. So yeah, a bunch of trees back here. This tree I know is a maple tree just from looking at the buds, because we've gotten that identified a little bit. Ooh, here's a nice deer path. You can see how green that is, where the dead grass has been trampled. So that is a path that the deer take through our property. I wonder if you can see it going this way too. Well, probably not, because it's all green. But yeah, right there is a deer path. I think the biggest cleanup thing we need to do is this back section. It got pretty traumatized at some point. Quite a few of these trees are dead. This one is not. She's beautiful and she's alive, so that's super exciting. But yeah, quite a few of these trees are dead or partially dead or need a lot of help so they don't die. So that's going to be my job, is saving my magical forest. But yeah, it's another maple tree. It's actually not doing too bad. There's definitely some dead wood in there that needs to come out. I believe this entire tree right here is dead. Actually, there's two of them right there, and I think they are both no longer with us. So those will need to come down. Lots of chainsaw blades to do this, but they'll have to come down, and then we'll use the wood for fires and for bonfires, and but it'll also in the end be really helpful for the trees, just because that way they don't have a lot of clutter in the way, and they have free access to water, and there's not excess weight like hanging down. Okay, so you can kind of see right here. So here's a dead branch, and it's hanging on that long limb right there. It's just hanging off and onto the ground. So there's a lot of that stuff going on where there's just trees that have a lot of literally dead weight in them that we have to clean up. So yeah, let's see what else. I did a little bit of cleaning in here. You can kind of see I was working on the first tree there you see is dead. The second one, not so much. So working on cleaning up that second one. Get in here. So we got a bunch of the dead branches out and a bunch of them cut off so that they're not in the way. But I also cleaned up a lot of the sticks and things around the bottom. And then literally just making stick piles. We have a little trailer that we're going to bring over that will help us, that we can throw all that stuff on and get it to a place where we can stack it all up and use it to keep things clean. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I really like this tree. Again, couldn't tell you why. It's a cottonwood tree, I believe. But I really like it. Woo! That's a pheasant I just spooked. 2 of them. Oh, there are 3 of them. See them go? Away they go. Oh, that always spooks me. 2. Anyways, cottonwood tree. I cleaned this one up too. 90% of those are dead branches that were either laying on the ground or around the tree, which is nice. A few of them I cut off or broke off. There's still some in there, like you can see this one right here, it's white. So it's dead, it's past its prime, so that needs to get cut out. But yeah, so I gotta do some of that. But I even found the teeniest, tiniest little evergreen tree buried in the heaped up branches. So yeah, we're just gonna let them grow and see what happens. And if he gets to a bigger, more transplantable size, if he makes it probably another 2 years or so, if we can get him a little bit bigger, probably transplant him. Yeah. Okay, so there's actually a fence here that we left up, which we're fine with. The whole north fence is still there too. We gotta fix it and tighten it up a couple places, but it's pretty good. So this is staying. But the fence that was here, we took out completely. And there's our bubble pile up there. We're gonna walk up there. But then also, yeah, honestly, property looks a little worse for wear because of all the stuff we've been doing. I'll show it to you later, but there's this crazy woven wire fence that was like down in the ground. We're not quite sure why it was there, but it literally would just catch everything and then it all decomposes, and so now there's like a big ridge where the fence is. I don't know. So we've dug out all that fencing, all that woven wire fencing. There's still a bunch of trash in there that we're still working on getting out, but it's getting better. And then we did all of this. We found some cool stuff though. So we found an old, let me stand over here. So this is an old, well, hand pump. Not sure, and maybe it wasn't quite a hand pump. We're pretty sure it was. But anyways, it kind of had this cool crank motor thing on it, so you could crank it or you could pump it. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, either way, it's pretty cool. We're going to take that and set that up. We found part of the handle. Earl did the other day. So we're going to take part of the handle the part of the handle that we found, and hopefully see if we can find the other part and then get it fixed. And then we want to set it up and paint it and set it up by the sign coming into our place. I think that would be very cool. So yeah, and a bunch of old wood. Okay, so before I was talking about this woven wire fence. Okay, don't mind the mess. So this is the woven wire fence. And it's, as you can see, the ground had literally claimed it. And so we've been yanking it out of the ground along with barbed wire. Can you see that? That's what this giant pile is. And so there's nothing really salvageable in this pile. You can't do anything. You can't, like, we can't turn this wire in even if we shuck all the, it's not reusable. There's some old posts in here that we can't get shuck loose of anything. There's some old, yeah. So a lot of this is just going into the pit. Like I said, along with a lot of that old crumbly concrete stuff. But yeah, it's coming along. We're making progress. It definitely looks worse for wear, but it'll green up and it'll look better, and it'll look worse and it'll look better until we get it, yeah, until we get everything cleaned up and tidied and start fixing things up the way we want. But yeah, it's gonna be good. Okay, got one more thing to show you and then we'll be done for this one. Why is there wire all the way over here? Okay, sorry, clean up. There was barbed wire all the way over here. Stay on the pile. Okay, now we're gonna go this way. Okay, so back to the old trees over here. And I don't know why, but I just love this part. I love the bramble of trees and bushes. It just has this like cozy glen feeling. All the nice little places a body could sit and hang out and read a book or lay on a blanket and stare up through the branches of the tree or whatever. Oh, more maple trees. Cool. It is just so beautiful and peaceful. Yeah, so we're trying to get this. Oh, okay. Maple trees, interesting. Trying to get this cleaned up a little bit. Want to figure out exactly what's going on with all of it. And yeah, want to get it cleaned up so that it can be a fun, usable place to explore and also a safe place, and that's a big thing. Plus, we have to get everything cleaned up because somebody told me that people are going to be bringing us presents of trees. So we're very excited for the tree presents. So yeah, lots of things to clean up, but it's nice to see it getting a little green again. I almost forgot to tell you, not really we, mostly Earl, put a new deck on the front. So no more pallet that you have to walk on. Yay, for safety. So now we just need to put, handrails on it, that sort of thing. But yeah, very excited. Ooh, suppose I could show you the inside with the actual stuff in it. Okay, let's go in, hold on. Okay, so when you come in the door, we've got our futon that we just are using as a bed right now because it's just up. The chicken lamp has a little table to sit on. We've got our camp chairs, rocking chairs inside. So if we have visitors, there's places for more than 2 people to sit. Got the TV and stuff set up. We found these for steel the other day. Got some new choke cherry bushes that we're going to plant, probably up on the south end. But yeah, and then let's see what else. So we got the kitchen. Got our little open cupboards going on. It's getting pretty organized. Got our table that are covered in, what do you call that stuff? Okay, so it's a super old diner table that Earl got like 30 years ago, and then he's been using as a shop table. Well, then we're like, oh, we need a temporary table for the house. And so he's like, we can just use this, it's sturdy. I'm like, okay, sounds good. And then it was so gross, I couldn't take it. Like, it had been painting on, whatever. So I just covered it in contact paper. So now it looks like a Christmas present, or just a present in general. It's kind of hilarious. But yeah, so there's that. So we have a table and chairs. There's a bunch of stuff in the room. I don't know, clothes, tools, sewing machine, you know, stuff. I just found this super cute sign the other day. The apple cider sign with little cups on it. I was like, that's adorable. Doing laundry right now. Yay for washer dryers. Ooh, we have a kitty box for when the kitties come up and stay with us. We brought them up one weekend. That was pretty fun. Back door, bathroom. Oh, there's kitties' food dishes. Yeah, and then upstairs we really haven't done anything, so. Okay, there's the inside of the house update. All right, guys, well, that was kind of your update. Not as long as last time, hopefully. But yeah, we're making some progress. Things are turning green. By the time we're done with it, it's barely gonna seem like the same place. So, love you guys. Miss you. Hope you enjoyed our little adventure. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.